Yo, what up? It's your boy XcaliberZero, the music producer you can grow with. And today, I'm excited because you're listening to the first episode of what is now going to be my podcast, The Realm.
Never give up, you can make it. 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 Never give up on your goals. You can make it. Never give up. Even when you want a person, never give up. Don't you do it. You can make it. You can make it. You can make it. You can make it.
Basically, The Realm is just going to be a whole bunch of podcasts, a whole bunch of conversations with other aspiring creative people. It doesn't matter what niche they're in or anything like that. I just want to talk to, interview and communicate and network and build basically a community with as many talented, aspiring, creative entrepreneurs as possible. Pick their brains, just have a conversation and kind of see what we can do to really help each other, bring each other to the next level. I mean, I feel like now we're in a day of age where podcasts are getting really popular just because you're able to listen to it without having to, really do anything besides just listen. But I do have video. I do have the video of this available on YouTube if you're a audio listener. So if you want to check out this full-grown Zeus beard, just kidding, I don't have a full-grown beard. But if you want to check out this live, please feel free to go over to my YouTube. If you're listening to on Apple Music, Spotify, or SoundCloud, I appreciate you. Basically, my name is XcaliberZero. I've been producing music for about 14 years now. I think it's going on 15 this August. And through those years, it's been a long journey. It's been a very long journey, but a very rewarding journey. I was very fortunate enough to go through school for music. I graduated for Full Sail with a recording arts bachelor's degree in 2014, and then eventually that led me to a job that I had worked for 6 years, which helped me move from Virginia. I'm originally from Virginia, but I moved to California about 6 years ago to start a job working full time for a company that makes music for television. And I did like the back end work. So I did like cue sheets. I helped editors pick out music for TV shows. I helped, sat in the actual editing bays. I did a lot of different administration work behind the scenes. And I just want to kind of just spread my insight because now I'm trying to take this. I am taking this full time. I'm full time now. And I want to help producers show the whole route, all the different streams of revenue that they can build. And when they're trying to even, producers, artists, any really aspiring entrepreneur creative, I want to show them, kind of just how to get there while getting there myself. So this podcast is going to be a lot of different things. If you're seeing me by myself, usually I'm just going to be talking about something personal that's true to me, that's real to me. I'm not trying to be on here talking about a whole bunch of motivational stuff that does not pertain to me. If I'm not living it, I do not want to talk about it because I'm not comfortable sharing stuff that I'm not comfortable with, if that makes sense. So I appreciate you checking this out. Today's episode is something that has been on my mind a lot. And honestly, when I knew that I was going to start a podcast, eventually I wanted to start it. I just procrastinated for too long. I knew that I was going to start off with this episode because it leads to it exactly what I just said perfectly, which kind of deals with procrastination. Basically, what I want to talk about today is being accountable and honest and true to your word. True to your word. So for me personally, I have a very bad habit of saying I'm going to do something and not doing it. And I really hate that feeling when I say I'm going to do something and then somebody has to follow up with me to do it because I'm too ashamed. I don't know what it is, but I cannot. If I let it linger for too long, I just won't reply to the person, or I just won't just be a real person, be a man, and step up to the plate and just be accountable and say, hey, look, I dropped the ball, or hey, look, I'm not able to hang out today, or hey, look, whatever. Sometimes I just get caught up on what I'm doing, and instead of actually addressing that situation, I end up digging a deeper hole for myself that makes me look just bad, I feel like. So I think that being true to your word is very important, and not just for other people, not just for people that you're talking to or people that you're communicating with or people involved in your life, but to yourself. I think it's really important to yourself. Like if you say tomorrow I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m. and go to the gym, and you wake up at 7 and you don't go to the gym at all that day, like you're going to feel bad about yourself. You're telling yourself one thing that you want to do to progress yourself in life, to where your higher power is, to your higher vision, whatever that vision may be. And you're very obviously declining the invitation to grow, the invitation for growth. So I think that it's inspiring to see people who really are consistent and persistent and hold themselves true to the word. And that doesn't mean that if you're not like that right now that you can't be like that. That's not, it's not a secret sauce or anything like that. It's just stepping up to the plate and being accountable, and that's being able to know when to say no and when to say yes. Essentially, if you're able to step up to your word and be true to yourself and be reasonable and know that if you're gonna say something, you're gonna do it, then you will elevate to a whole nother level. I know when I personally tell myself I'm gonna do something and I do it and I repeat that over and over again, I feel great about myself. But once I start saying I'm gonna do something and I don't build that habit and start slipping because I'm so caught up in my subconscious mind and not really building the correct habits that I need to do to really consistently be where I want to be, then stuff starts falling through the cracks for me. I feel like I start slipping in different areas. I started losing the relationships that I had that were with people I'm close with. People start seeing a dishonesty, and I start seeing a dishonesty within myself. So I think that's something important to really be aware of for any human being. I think that not everybody is true to their word. I mean, it takes a very, very dedicated and disciplined person to really be like that. And the people who are closer and closer to being as perfect as they can be with that are inspiring. And that's the people that you really need to pay attention to and gravitate towards, and just and implement that within your life. Just be true to your word. If you say you're going to do something as small as tomorrow, I'm not going to eat fast food. Tomorrow, I'm not going to eat any French fries. Do it, and repeat it over and over. I feel like it's not that hard to build a habit, but the concept of wrapping our mind around that habit is hard. Like, we're so programmed in our everyday lives to do stuff that makes us feel comfortable. But in order to grow, you have to be uncomfortable. You have to be very comfortable with being uncomfortable. You have to be very persistent on that. And that's something that I really struggle with, and really not struggle with, but really fight towards every day. I'm really, really trying. I'm not trying. I really, really am stepping up to the plate and making sure I'm holding my word true, making sure I'm holding myself accountable, making sure that I'm staying true to my word. If my fiance asks me to do something, I do it. If I don't do it, I feel like shit. So I think that, if we can come to realization of holding ourselves accountable and being really true to your word, there's a growth for you that's just exponential. It's unstoppable. It's limitless. And we just got to be real with ourselves. Sometimes, it takes a little humility to grow, that there's nothing wrong with that at all. So that's something that's been on my mind a lot recently. I've just been thinking about what I really need to do to get myself to the next level. And the more that I attack my weaknesses, the better I feel. And that's one of my weaknesses, is saying that I'm going to do something and I don't do it. And that's, ruin relationships for me. Like I said, I know that in the past I have had problems with the job that I worked for before, and whatever was going on, a lot of it had to do with the fact that I wasn't being consistent. Like, the fact that I wasn't being consistent and true with myself, no matter what the excuse was. There's always an excuse. There's always valid excuses. Your excuses are valid. But the thing is that the action doesn't care. Like, the outcome of it doesn't care. If you really want to get to where you want to be, you have to hold yourself accountable. If tomorrow you say you're going to wake up at 6 a.m. and it rains, or tomorrow you say you're going to wake up at 6 a.m. and go for a run, and you wake up and it's raining, you know what? You wake up and you're like, you know what? I'm not going to do it because it's raining. You will grow way faster if you just take that step and say, you know what? I'm gonna run anyway. I don't care that it's raining. Nothing's going to stop me. You have to be unstoppable. I think that's what it takes to be a leader. And me personally, like, I want to build something that can last for my family for generations to come. I want to change the cycle. I want to change the course of my family's history. That is my ultimate goal. And to do that, I want to use music and being creative and building a business and creating something that I can give to my family, and not just wealth, but something that I can pass along, and that's creating a business. So that's ultimately my goal. Like, I know that I could get there, and the more that I come to terms with what is holding me back, aka myself, my own weaknesses, my own flaws, the better I feel about myself and the better I become and the closer I get to where I want to be. I started this year out at like 230 pounds. I got up to a point where I was like 240 pounds, weighing the most I've ever weighed. Me personally, I've always been a very skinny person. I have a fast metabolism just by fortune, but I'm 6'3", so I'm tall and I've always been skinny, but for some reason, when I moved to California, I started slipping. I started getting too comfortable. I started letting myself go. I started, playing too many video games, stopped doing what I needed to do to keep growing and keep excelling. And I started to feel down about myself. I started to feel insecure and just doubtful, just really doubting my abilities, doubting everything. And that comes down to me, because I wasn't holding myself accountable to take myself an hour a day to go to the gym, to create that habit. I feel like people who are very successful have very strong habits that they do every single day. And there's a quote that I really like that's on my actual billboard or pin board over here on the left of me and the right of you. And basically it says, sow a thought, reap into action. Sow an action, reap into destiny. Sow a destiny, reap into character. And I think that speaks strong with me because it really applies to what gets you to that next level. And that's constantly what I'm after. And, I'm hard on myself a lot of times, but I do realize that I've gone, way farther than I've had before. Like I was saying earlier, I started the year at 230, and now I'm down to 190, like 190 on the dot right now. I started going to the gym when the gym was open. Unfortunately, today California has closed the gyms, but fortunately, I went to the gym today at 6, so they closed it until 10. And I've just been feeling better about myself because I'm holding myself accountable. I'm starting to look better. I'm starting to look like I feel like I know I am, if that makes sense. I know who I can become. I know who I am. I know who I say I think I am. But if I don't show up and put the work in to be that person, I can't say shit. I can't come on here and feel comfortable on a camera and tell you, hey, you should be doing this to help yourself get to that next level. Because for me personally, this whole thing, content, making podcasts, all the other stuff, all that stuff for real, for me is like me talking to a younger version of myself, me talking to a person who was looking for that route, looking for that guidance to say, hey, this is okay, this is okay, this is okay, but you need to do this, and this to get to where you want to be. And the more that you can focus and be in line with that, the better you will become. So fortunately enough, I am aware of that, and I have been busting my ass to make sure that I get closer to where I want to be. And I'm going to be honest, it's not easy. There's times where I slip up and there's times where I really fall off, but I think that gap where I'm actually slipping is becoming smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And I'm just trying to I am holding myself as accountable as possible to get myself to where I want to be. Of course, there's stuff that comes up. Of course, that I have, a child that I have to help take care of. My fiance also works herself, so there's a lot of business going on. I have family that's, across the country, and it's hard to line up times to actually speak with them because time difference and everything like that. There's all these excuses, but really what it comes down to is how I can best plan my day and best get myself to where I want to be. And that's creating a schedule for myself the night before, having my next day already planned out and ready, doing those little things to help me get to where I want to be. And I feel like if I can help anybody get to where they want to be, I feel like that alone, building a consistent routine and building upon it and getting better at it every day. It takes 66 days to build a habit. Really, it takes 66 days to build a real habit where it's automatic, where it's tapped in your subconscious mind, where you don't even have to think about it. You ever think about those times where you're driving and you're able to have a conversation, you're able to turn the music, you're able to talk or do different things or just be zoned out, and you're just driving and you don't even realize that you just drove, all the way home without really thinking about, I needed to stop here, I needed to go here. It's all tapped in and it's all locked in within your subconscious mind. And the more that you build habits that complement that vision that you have, the more that those routines are stronger and stronger. The more you build upon it, the more you set up very simple steps and just add to it and just add to it and just add to it, the better you will become. So this is my goal with this channel, is to build and grow and stay true to my word. I would hate to look back 5 years from now and think, damn, I did one podcast, I did 10 podcasts, and I just stopped. No, this is something I actually enjoy doing. I like sitting and talking about things that are interesting to me, that are true to me, that make me feel good, and I like talking to other people about that stuff. So you'll see a lot of cool people on here. I'm very fortunate enough to have really talented and very aspiring people that I look up to involved in my life, that I know that I feel like they would be on here. So be sure to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Like, comment, let me know what you want to see on here, and how you feel about those actions that you hold in your word, and how true to yourself are you really? How much of your word do you stay true to yourself? I don't know if that makes sense, but how, are you staying true to your word? And is that something that you struggle with? And how do you improve on that? Let me know, help me, or let me know what I can do to help you. This is about growing. Like I said, this is a community. Feel free to join my Discord server, The Realm. It will be in the description below on YouTube. I have to figure out how to add links on Apple Music and stuff like that. I don't even know if you can yet, but Thank you very much for watching the first episode or listening to the first episode. This is your boy XcaliberZero, the music producer you can grow with, and stay focused on the vision.
On the rise to the majors, put in work, we on the rise. Never give up, you can make it. Never give up, you can make it. You can make it, you can make it, you can make it, you can make it. Never give up on your goals, you can make it. Never give up, even when you want a person, never give up. Don't you do it, you can